Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. It's Monday, and it's the evening stream. Charizard or Dragon Knight? Let's see, which one is better? Hey, how's it going, Miss Sarah? Headache gone? Sort of. Yeah. I mean, I still have it. It's much duller. I just woke up. It was really severe, dude. It was like, man, it was a 10 out of 10 headache. I didn't want to say that while we were live in the morning. It was so bad, actually. And I still have heartburn, like to this point. So whatever that Wegovy stuff does, it's very strong. And yet, I still have such a strong appetite for food. So it's a terrible feeling because I'm hungry and I'm not satisfied. And I'm just horribly punished if I eat, too. So I don't know. Charizard or Dragon Knight? Which one is better? Let's see. Free ones. All right. We're going to hit copy on that. All right. We're jumping over here. At here, we're going live for Monday evening. Yes. Yes, it is Monday evening, and you have me for the next 2 hours. Maybe we even stay a little later because, we started late. So maybe we run till 8:30. I don't know. All right, there we go. Now, let's see. What else do we need? We need to get one of these open. Okay. We'll pause that. And we will go ahead and grab the website and post it. And we'll go ahead and pin it. Hey, hey, headache still? Make sure to smash that like button. What? Very nice. Thanks for that. It says I have some messages in Alibaba. That will be those plastic slabs we sell. Let's see. Did they? I ordered some more of those. Let's see. When the bulk ready, I will update you soon. All right. So we'll close that now. Close. All right. Let's see. We got some of these to close. We're just cleaning up. Yeah, it's weird. I feel kind of nauseous. And there is still a headache, but it's not very strong now. Okay, Mr. Victor got his label. So I told Miss Alexis not to come over today, actually, because there wasn't enough shipping. There was like maybe 1 or 2 packages to ship, and that's just not enough. So I told her, because she's got a little drive right now. I don't know if you guys knew that, but she had to get an Airbnb while she waits for her home to become available because her rent was up with the place she was living in. Kind of like a gap between when she's ready to move into her new home versus when her landlord would want a new contract for rent, right? So she's in a little Airbnb right now, and it's kind of far away from here. So we don't want her driving a long way unless there's something to ship now. Did the package come? Sorry, I keep asking. Mr. Pat Gibbs, I was looking for it, and it has not arrived yet. I'm sure it's on its way. Actually, I get a lot of packages on Tuesday, surprisingly, not Monday. So I bet you it arrives on Tuesday, isn't it? Okay, now we have William Wafter with the Discord message. He said, please look at my Discord message. He says, do you have one of these Cramorants? Let's see. Sorry, man, I do not. Sorry, I do not. All right, so that is answered. Thank you for the free penny. Appreciate the penny donation. And now we're ready to begin. So it's Monday, and I don't have anything really special to report. We have a lot of new packs in. Hold on. There's the sneeze. Here. Always sneeze in this room. It's a real biological thing that's happening, right? I'm not like making it up. I'm just sneezing a lot. Oh, man. There's nothing truly remarkable going on this Monday. We're waiting for a ninja spinner. Hold on. Woo! Now, Ninja Spinner is on the way. I was giving the notification that it is on the way. So that means it'll show up in about a week. All right, there we go. The messages are open. Dune 3 trailer tomorrow. Posters released. Oh, there's a Dune 3. Now we can watch Timothy Chalamet, who's basically a girl, do his acting like he's a tough guy. And the other girl, who's like supposed to be, I guess, hot for our generation, but she's really not that hot. She looks like, I don't know. I don't like either of them. I think they're terrible actors, both of them. I think they're super boring to watch. But who knows how it goes. It's worse Star Wars. That's what Dune is. Dune is like, what if Star Wars, but instead of being cool, instead of cool lightsabers, people have little daggers. And they just do like dagger fights. I was like, okay. So they have spaceships, actual spaceships, but they have to fight with daggers or something like that. It's like, okay, I don't know if I believe all that. I guess you could make the same claim about Star Wars, but I mean, with Star Wars, at least they made swords. Doesn't that just make way more sense? Like, I'm not trying to run around with some kind of dagger. It's good sci-fi, says Mike Side. I'll let you be in charge of the good sci-fi, Mike Side. You probably have better taste than I do. My tastes are, let's see. Hold on, I just got a text message from the property manager. Let's see. Okay. Listen to TCC. He is so humble. He must be the Lisa Nagaib. What are you saying, dude? All right, let's rotate these, shall we? So I love the horizontal evening stream, especially because when you need to get work done. Let's have Monkey Dory be the giveaway. Wait, let's put him up there for a minute longer. And what do we have over here for giveaway? We got some stuff over here. All right, we have a giveaway. Having some property manager issues. Did not anticipate that. That was not on my bingo card. Essentially, he contacted me and said our house needed a deep clean before the season starts. Not a terribly reasonable argument to make. However, he wanted a whopping $450 for the deep clean, which I felt was maybe a little high. He didn't really give details on what that clean would be, like how many hours it would take. Maybe it would take like 10 hours, $45 an hour, times 10. But so he wanted $450 for a deep clean, and then my wife reveals that she knows it's just him doing the cleaning. So he's self-dealing. He's sort of he's hiring himself to be the cleaner when there's already a cleaning crew. And so I didn't like that because I asked him who's the cleaner, and he didn't tell me it was him when I asked directly over text. He told her, but not me. And so I didn't like that right away. I felt like, my bullshit meter was kind of going off. And he's just being a little sassy, and I'm thinking, man, I was like, I didn't know how to feel about it, but that's the deal with the property manager right now. What do you guys think of that? Somebody come out here and be my property manager for that property. I could sell it, That property could be sold. All right, giveaway. Me. Snake behavior. Whoa, that's Team Rocket behavior. If he's the cleaner, that's fine. But he should, when I ask who the cleaner is, he should immediately disclose that it's him. And then I know the cost of the cleaning crew is $275 per clean. So why is it so much more expensive than the usual clean? Like, is the house dirty? I mean, it shouldn't be that dirty if the cleaning crew is cleaning it every time. So it should be clean right now. And so it needs some kind of, I guess, deep clean. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like carpets or something like that. Maybe it's sort of like, he mentioned the dock, but I'm like, all right, what about the dock? That's what I was thinking, but he didn't go into any details. He didn't send me any pictures. So it suspiciously feels like he's cutting himself a $450 check to do carpets and maybe sweep the dock or something. And I'm not even certain that that's really required. I'm like, is that necessary? You are? He's hiring himself for $450. Yeah, exactly. He is. That's it. He's proposing to hire himself to do an additional clean at the beginning of the season for $450. But he didn't disclose that it was him. But he did tell my wife because, him and her will text rather than me and him, so that I don't have to deal with the property. So Kara sometimes likes to manage it. So she got him to tell her that. But when I confront him about it, he won't tell me that. So to me, that's a big red flag. Go over the breaks. Mister, have you seen the V Friends Topps Chrome cards by Gary V? He has made some rookie first appearance versions. Yeah, I have heard of those. Gary V, he's a chill dude. I like him. And I guess he's got his own card set called V Friends. We are. All right. All right. Very nice. What do we got? So we've got Taiwanese Tall. Wow. 41 and 19. That's a really cool break. And it moved by 1 in the daytime stream. Here's the Charizard. Lego Pikachu is only $10. Jump in there. It requires 26 more people. But it is only $10. It's very cheap to get in here. So imagine walking away with the little Lego Pikachu for $10. And then here is the Murkrow gym break. Very cool. Not to be confused with the Jeff break. This is the gym break. Lightning. Here's the free dealing Dark Rye. Here is the Dark Charmeleon. Oops. Here's the Mewtwo. Mister, you said my money went to the wrong place. Oh, you were listening to that. It's saying that $20 has to be collected under a different email, I think. I think I threw that away. Let me go to the trash can. Here it is. Reminder, Anthony Rodriguez sent $20. Waiting for you to add your bank. Anthony Rodriguez sent the cash on this time period. You can still accept this payment. Oh, maybe you didn't missend it. Maybe I never accepted it? Weird. I don't know why that would be the case because I've never had that happen with CASHAPP, so I don't exactly know what's going on maybe. The new trade break was really just a 1 in 5. Here's another popular break with just 3 spots left. It's the Inferno X Charizard. It's nice, man. Look, you just grab that Charizard for $40 and it's already graded 10. Remember, grading costs a lot these days. PSA is charging more, and it takes like 6 months for your stuff to come back. Maybe not 6, maybe like 4 months. Here's the Manganami. It moved by 1 in the morning time stream. The Mega Nidoking. So this is pretty close now. You have basically 3 shots to pull them out of the sublist now. We're only going to run the sublist 3 more times. So you're down to 3 shots to try and get into this Nidoking. One thing going on, we've got this wonderful breakthrough and no vintage pack behind it. I locked my vintage packs up because we're in tornado season. I have to go unlock them. Ugh, I don't want to. It's a lot of work. So I have to go unlock them and bring them back up in here. Any box battles going on? Currently, there's no box battles. So a lot of the focus is on these cards right here. There it is. No box battles, no large box break, which that's not usual for us. Usually we have a big box break, but it's a new time period for Pokemon, and I don't know what that looks like anymore. I think what we might end up doing is another XY box break. The Zarids needs 3 more spots, and I'm in it. Yeah, didn't you pull something in the morning time stream? Yeah, you did. You pulled... Look at this, guys. Arturo got into this Red Eyes Black Dragon. He actually pulled it. That was a donation by Mr. Mark. That's pretty cool, Mr. Arturo. Wow. You actually won a giveaway, Arturo. How rare is that? I don't think you normally win. Ice Hobo says, if I pay for pre-grading service, could you review my already graded card on the PSA website? It's an 8, but I can't see a single thing wrong with it. Yeah, I'm open-minded to that. But it's got to be on what? The PSA website? If you can give me the cert number, I should be able to look it up and try to give you my analysis of it, okay? Binder break, jumbo pack break. Yeah, we have a jumbo pack break, by the way, but nobody has jumped into it for a little while. So jumbo pack break seems to have been slowed down. Oh, by the way, I found this in my shipping pile. Illustration contest winner Pikachu. It had no name on the back. Did somebody buy this? Does anyone remember? And now it's been a couple days since this occurred, so we're getting further away from anyone's memory of it. Let's go ahead and grab this. So I've been recovering from a very severe migraine today. It was so bad in the morning time stream, I literally could not think. Like my brain couldn't remember words. It couldn't like do logic. It was just like existing, and that was about it. So this is jumbo break number 4. It's honestly probably jumbo break number like 30 because it's an extremely popular thing. But the jumbo break is a $40 thing you can, ooh, wild resurgence. It's a $40 break with the 1 in 4 odds. It tends to have a lot of wild packs in it, lots of interesting stuff going on. It's a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. So we try to make a fun thing out of it. How much does that cost? Pre-grading is $3. Snowstorm after it was 69 degrees this morning in real. If I bought a pack, would you open it on stream, says Tanky Turtles? Yes, sir. That's how it works over here. We open packs live. PSA damaged another card. Someone was trying to withdraw their card from the vault and damaged it in the process, and they won't give him the card now. Yeah, that happened to me too, actually, but it wasn't damaged. They said that the holder was broken, and I think they claimed it was either them or it was USPS, but they didn't define who it was. So I wasn't sure who actually broke it. Could have been broken by USPS. I find that hard to believe just because I pack them so careful. And then the other clue that maybe they broke it was they offered to reholder it for free. That doesn't sound like PSA. So I suspect they might have accidentally dropped it or something. Who knows? But they are reholdering it for free, so I just don't worry about it. I don't think about it. But I suppose if they're capable of doing that, they're capable of damaging the card itself. They're dealing in millions of slabs right now, for sure. So it's going to happen, guys. If you mail your cards to them, A, some will be lost in shipping. B, some will be lost while they put it in the vault. And C, some will be damaged either by USPS or by... It's just the nature of it. Some of it's going to get lost, some of it's going to get hurt. And you take that risk if you move your card around. I know that. I don't think too hard about it. But if they damage it, they do have to compensate you for it, I'm sure, right? I told you Saturday that I went back and it was never sold. You put it on the side last week. That's why you're the best. Thank you so much, Ivan. All right, so now... Oh, probably because I didn't agree with how cheap it was, or... No, I've got no clue. Okay, so now we know this is still mine. We're going to have to rename you to Detective Ivan. We are? All right. Pikachu Illustrator. Sweet, man. Good job. Now, the free one. I'm going to toss you up on the free one. I like to do that. When somebody helps me out with something, I like to toss people into the giveaway card at that point. It's just a little thing. It's not a really... It's just a nice gesture. So, thank you for that. All right. If you want to order, check the description for payment options and menu, or click on the website pinned in the chat. Yes, there's 2 different ways to open cards. The description of the live stream or the website. All right. Oh, it says Anthony Rodriguez canceled the $20 payment. Oh, cool. Okay. So I wonder what that was all about. That was weird. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And we have a Pat Gibbs order. He says 2 Pokey Shuffles. We were talking about the Pokey Shuffles in the morning stream. These have been kind of my bread and butter for a little while. You know, people love these. I'm always thinking how to make them more fun. Can you guys think of a way to make these more fun? What do we have? Oh, Spinnerack. Let's see. I know what that is. That is going to be Rocket Returns Spinnerack. So it is Spinnerack, yuck. But it is a vintage Spinnerack from Rocket Returns, yum. All right. But it is a 9, yuck. But if it was a 10, it'd probably be like $450 or some crazy number. Who knows? Anything vintage these days is like insane how expensive it is. So let's go find him, shall we? All right, so you have a decision to make. He's just a little one, but you did pull him for 10 bucks. What do you think of this guy? That'll be Spinnerack from Rocky Returns. 2004, see? They call it the Black Deck Kit, but as you can see in this, as you can see in this corner, it says Rocket. See that? Reroll. All right, you got it. So we are going to do a reroll on this guy. He's going to get a little cheaper. They would be more fun if you also included packs, like you can pull 1 pack of Phantasmal. Okay, we do have that. We have you can pull a pack of Silver Tempest. So that's a thing. But, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 packs. I guess if we did Phantasmal, I'd want it to be like 3 packs, you know? 3 packs of Phantasmal. That'd be cool. Spinnerack's going back in. Hey, 9s matter too. And 9s have done well for rare old cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he goes back in for the full value. But the next time he's pulled, he will be counted as a value of 20. Good luck in there, man. So now you're going to get, you went from 2, excuse me, sorry. Trying to clear my throat there, to 4. So let's see if you get any luck on that 4. Poke Shuffle would be more fun with random, cheap EXV art cards as the misses. So we have tried something like that before. A couple of problems with it. The nature of the shuffling will immediately scratch them. That's number 1. And number 2, if I need like 1,000 EX and V cards, well, it's not going to be free. So you're actually going to pay for those. Even though maybe it doesn't feel like it, I'll have to charge that toward the box. So the question is, do you want to pay for some scratched up V cards or scratched up EXs? 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, Mr. Pack. Good luck. Do you want me to include the price of a bunch of Vs and EXs into the cost of the box? But they're all shuffled. They're all scratched. So I've thought of a different thing we could do. 4 cold ones. No! No luck this time, Pat. It was probably worth the reroll, you know, because there's some way bigger hits in there than the Spinnerack. Maybe, you know, one thing you can do, by the way, if you pull a slab and you don't want it, but you don't want to risk a reroll, you can keep it and ask me to immediately consign it. All right. Phantasmal Flames Korean. I bought a pack. Cool, man. Let's see. Hey, I have a question about tag grading. When you purchase insurance, does it cover the raw card value or the graded value after? Man, I do not even know. All I know is one day they're probably going to ruin one of my cards and I'm probably going to lose money. But I do not know how it works with them because they haven't ruined any of my cards yet. So I've been very lucky, maybe. Having your card ruined by a grading company is like a rite of passage or whatever the word is. It's going to happen. If you grade cards, you're going to, one day, one of your favorite cards is going to get encapsulated, you know, in the plastic wrong, and it's going to crush your card. So it's going to happen to you. And yeah, I don't know what they do. The card on the left is insane. This is, remember Sneaker Bunko? Well, this is from Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. So they released a new Sneaker Bunko set. And a lot of people thought Sneaker Bunko Volume 2 was going to be very saucy, myself included. But it turned out it was actually pretty mild. There weren't that many sexy cards in it. Until we ran into this one. It turned out this is really rare in that set. So that set is very saucy. But the, you know, lewd cards are much more rare in Sneaker Bunko 2 compared to Sneaker Bunko 1. Now, we have Sneaker Bunko 2 on the menu if you want to try to pull one naturally. You will probably have to spend so much more money than $440 to try and find one of these. They're a box topper card, and there's like 1 per case. They're super rare. All right, we start out with the Miss Saladusa, baby. 6 packs of Phantasmal, 1 spot in the Cherry Zard break, 1 spot in the Jumbo pack break. You got it. Okay. Hey, how's it going, Sarah? Hope your day's been going well. So if you send a $500 card and purchase $500 worth of insurance, but it grades 10, it's worth $1,000, like, what does that mean? Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Turtle says, why isn't he opening my pack? Did he really buy packs? So it's not your turn, that's why. Let's see. Patience, young grasshopper. It looks like we have a new guy. And he bought one Korean Inferno pack. Nice to meet you. Now, by the way, is that you or is it your parent who bought the pack? Just wondering. And it's just not your turn yet. You have to wait your turn, okay? There's a couple people ahead of you. All right, here we are. Ooh. So, one spot in Zard, one spot in the Jumbo Pack Break. Let's grab this. Let's grab this. All right. I like to know this sometimes because if it's a parent, we like to know that the parent's involved. We like to know that the parent's aware that you're buying it. We had a deal one time where we had somebody who was a bit too young. They were like 13 or something, and they were using their parents' credit card to buy cards for me, and that was a huge chargeback eventually. There we go. All right, so if it's your parents' money, they have to actually be there. They have to be aware that you're spending it. All right, so you're in the Jumbo Pack Break, and now this shall go into Charizard. Okay. So your parents have to know that you're spending it, and they have to be okay with it. All right, here goes. Are you ready? Yeah, don't show the card on the left to the Gyarados King or whatever his name was. Remember that guy? He's like, all right, I'm out of here. Who remembers that? That was like last week or 2 weeks ago. Smash that like button for me, guys. Smash that like button. We'll start handing spots out on the Darkrai. We got to get to 50%. That's what we're looking at. So if we got 49 viewers, we need 25 likes. There we go. All right. Honestly, though, we ought to just have a target goal of 40 likes each time. So here's Suicune. Here's a Wiggly Stuff. Wiggly tough. Wiggly. Gyarados left so quick. Yeah, he was out of here. All right, I'm out of here. Tom. It was really funny. Here. And I think we need to balance it out by having half-naked men on the table, too. That's the only issue here is you've got sexy girls, but where are the sexy guys? We are putting this here. And we got Gliscor and Ghastly, Ambipom, Flygon. So after the very painful, very headache-racked morning time stream, where I had just the most severe headache ever, it was like a neck headache. So crazy. After that headache, I went and I ate a bite of food, actually, and then I just fell asleep on the couch. Like right away, I fell asleep on that couch. And then I slept till like 5:30. All right, so Miss Sarah with an S. Let's go find your stuff. Miss Sarah. So the SA box is pretty empty. That's good to know. And then you've got your own box over here. All right, with a little more hollows in it. This trade break's a little nice this time. It's a 10 anyways. It's a cute little skitty. If you guys are looking for a trade, let me know. All right. Boop. Now we got you in the Charizard break, the Jumbo Pack break, and 6 packs of Phantasmal. Team Rocket Grunt says, 1 in the Jumbo Pack break. So the Jumbo Pack break now has 2 people in it. Okay. That's always been a popular one. If you ever like what you see in the Jumbo Pack break, you can buy it outright. Also, if you win the Jumbo Pack break, but you don't want to open anything, you can send $15 and have it shipped immediately. Those are all options. So now we're getting pretty close to Mr. Josie. Here's Patrick first, though. Patrick says, custom payment on PSA grade cert, da-da-da-da-da. All right, so let's go look up your card real fast. So we're going to say PSA cert lookup. Now, I have to say something. You can't always tell what is wrong with the card just from a picture on the internet, but we'll try our best. Is it under cert verification? Is that it? Okay, here it is. Enter cert number. And it is 133611564. All right. 67. Ooh, what a nice card. And it got an 8, huh? Okay. So now we've got, here's the card in question, and he wants me to take a look at it. So let's click on the image. Yeah, so one trick we can't do, we can't tilt the card and see the light shine off of it. Oh, yeah, so right away, we are able to confirm that it's going to miss the 10 for sure. So this card would never have graded 10. It would only have graded 9 because you can visibly see off-centering on this corner right here. See if I can get that to zoom. All right, there we go. So you see how the top layer is thicker than the side layer. So your card suffers from off-centering. If the off-centering's bad enough, it's going to be an 8 rather than a 9. Now, I'm not sure if that's bad enough to constitute an 8. But, you know, I noticed just from looking at it, I'm seeing another issue right here possibly. So, or maybe that's just part of the, that could just be part of the actual background. Okay, I almost thought that that looked like a line. No, that could be fine. So this is, it's a nice picture. I would say no matter what, your card was bound to not get a 10 because of that off-centering. I don't know if we'll run into any other issues that we can see without checking the surface. To check the surface, I'm looking at the corners on the back. So the card looks pretty clean other than that centering. Although that doesn't look normal, does it? Look, right there. That looks kind of strange. But there's only so far we can go without tilting the card in the light. So I'm going to bet either the off-centering constituted an 8, that one right there where it's openly off-center, or I'm going to bet that there's a surface flaw that you will need the card in your hand to see. PSA's grading standard got much tougher over time, and so I'm betting if you scrolled around long, or if you held it in your hand, you'd see what's going on. Didn't see any open scratches on it though, because sometimes it's a scratch, you know. But again, you would need to be able to tilt it in the light to truly see that. All right, so I hope that helped. Your card definitely cannot get a 10 because of that obvious off-centering. If my eyes can see it, their tools definitely saw it. All right. Is he going to open my pack yet? Sorry, don't want to be annoying. All right, guys. I say we just keep his pack. Here's Mr. Josie. Is it Josie? Is that you, or is that a parent? Let's see. You ordered 1 Korean Inferno pack. You ready? Again, it's okay if your parent wants you to open some packs, but they have to be aware that you're buying them, okay? It's me. All right, so here is the Zard. The difference between the 8 and the 9 is like 1,500, so I wasn't sure if it was worth the crack and regrade. Ooh, you know, you have to get it into your hands. You have to get it into your hands because we know why it's missing 1 grade, but it's not perfectly clear why it's missing the 2nd grade. But a lot of problems actually occur on the surface of the card, whether it be the back or the front. So you need to have the ability to tilt it to see what's looking off about it. But ultimately, you could regrade it with like CGC, and who knows, they might give it a 9.5. PSA's grading scale has gotten very harsh, very strict. So you never know. As long as it doesn't get damaged in the re-encapsulation process, that might be worth all the risk. Or maybe a CGC 9.5 isn't good, you know. Maybe it's just going to sell for really cheap. You see that a lot with CGC prices, you know. Wow, it looks perfect outside, and I'm inside working. So sad. All right, there it is. That's for you, Mr. Tanky Turtles. You got Rotom. Wow, look at you, man. That's a hit. That's right. That's a hit. All right. We'll go ahead and roll that over. So the jumbo pack break now only needs 2 people. The Inferno X Charizard now only needs 2 people. All right. So here's your bag. Ta-da! You've got a bag now. Remember, it doesn't automatically ship out. I actually store it over here until you order shipping. But it's just 1 card, so I don't recommend shipping it yet. It's too cheap. It's not worth shipping. Give them a junk pack. Well, the junk pack costs more than the Korean pack you just opened. So we have an order now from Mr. Jaded, who says, for 1 breakthrough spot. Yes, sir. Hey, how's it going, Jaded? All right. Glad you're off and I'm still sick. Get in the breaks. How's life been? Okay, we just cool that down. Let's go grab this. It's been something working and taking care of my mama. We are grabbing these. Yeah, Karis's parents, they're getting older, man. We're talking about how we try to help them. Here's 3 of these. They live kind of far away from us, and her brother's not reliable. She has an older brother, but he's not reliable. All right. We don't think he's going to help out. Evil, Ekans, Darkrai, Shining Celery, and Somersault Drive. Pristine Mega Howlucha. This card's nice, isn't it? All right, let's put these up like this. All 10s. 10s across the board. Aging parents are hard. My mama is 86. Wow-wee. So, okay. So, yeah, she needs being taken care of. Well, she's very lucky she's got you, huh? All right. So here's Mr. Jaded. 1 Pokey Shuffle. You ready? 1 Pokey Shuffle. What do we got here? Gyarados, dude. Waifus or Pokemon? That sounds busy. Strawberry, 86. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here's 1 Lotad. All right, we got a cold Lotad popping out, Mr. Jaded. I'm sorry, man. There we go. Hey, Mr. LaFlame, what's good in the hood? Your stuff heading out, so that's a nice feeling. I hope you get all those cards sold and get a nice paycheck on them. Especially, how about that Gengar, man? It helps. You know, it's crazy how much money the Pokemon card hobby is making people right now. But I think you got very lucky on that Gengar and snatched it up for $400 on a break. That was a lucky break. And I would love to see that card sell for $10K. I don't know if it will, but maybe it will, because those are pretty rare. But would that be a record-breaking price? Let me see. I don't even know. See, I got a couple of those, and I love them. Cardos, Gengar. I'd love to see that. Ooh, there's a Quest Gengar. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I want to see how that one ends. All right, now, okay, so there's none of the Cardos left for sale. I mean, you sold one for 7K. I sold a Cardos Gengar for 7K? Oh, excuse me. So there is one of the red ones that sold for 7,300. Oh, you're saying I have one in Slab Away for 7K. Is that right? Is that true? You'd be surprised, LaFlame. I don't remember these things. I forget it very quickly. Cardos Gengar, huh? Let's see. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Wow. Crazy. That's a lot of money. Well, it has to be finished, too. You know, those Slabaways, they don't always finish, especially the biggest ones. 10K isn't far. Well, like I said, I hope you get it, because that's good for all Cardos Gengar holders. But to go from 400 to 10K, wowee. I was adopted. My mom had my brother and then had complications and couldn't have more kids. When they adopted me, she was 49, 50-ish. So what you're saying is you're like Harry Potter. You've got the little bolt on your head. Here we are. My grandfather was adopted And I'm not adopted. But you know what? I've been living with no parents for 19 years or something. I haven't seen my parents in 19 years. Yeah, I've just been on my own. So I don't know. I feel a little bit like an orphan. I feel like an orphan because I don't feel like I spend any time with any parents other than maybe Karis's parents on a rare occasion. So Edward says one jumbo pack break. Yeah, I've been winging it on my own a long, long time. This Edward Cornelio. I don't even remember what it feels like to be around parents. That's how crazy that is, you know. But that's very nice that you're helping your mom out. That's very nice. Ta-da! Did you see the Arita Zard or end up holding? Did you sell the Arita Zard? I thought you had one at some point. Yeah, I think he might have sold that. The Arita signature. You are. All right. Are you ever going to see your parents again? I'm sure they're going to be proud of you. I don't know. I don't know if they care that much about Pokemon. As crazy as that sounds. They might be impressed from a financial perspective, but they're not huge Pokemon fans. Let's see. Let me go ahead and take a picture of this. I own the biggest Pokemon card collection. What? All right, let me zoom in. Actually, what might make my parents proud, if they knew about it, is if I had a kid. Then they'd be like, oh, very good. I sold it a few months ago. There we go. So this is Thievul with the T. And that's going to go over here. And then Ekans Darkrai. That's going to go into the A box. And Monkey D. Luffy and Mega Howlucha. All right. Yeah, my parents aren't sort of like Scrooge types by any means. I know my mom is like hyper religious. She's mega religious, man. So she will not think of having a lot of money as necessarily a virtue in its own right. And then she'll be like, are you going to church? And I'll be like, Let's see. So, click. We got Mr. Cole Kokoschke. The jumbo pack break is over. Cole just joined. Hey. I love my mom. She gave me a good life. My brother helps a lot too. I'm lucky though, because I know my birth family as well, and we are close too. Oh, that's cool, man. It is. It's going to say Cole. All right. Very nice. Karis, her best friend growing up was actually adopted. She was her and her brother were both adopted. There are 2, 3, 4. Haha. I'll place this over here. And now we need some boosties. Let's see. Pop this here. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. I've thought, because my Pokemon card investment has performed a lot better than I ever dreamed. I've thought about writing a will where whenever it is that I do pass away from one thing or another, hopefully I pass away from too rough of lovemaking, right? We all want to go in our own ways, but whenever I do pass away, maybe I leave some of that money behind for some kind of institution, not just strictly in the family. It's weird because when you're still poor, you're very greedy. You're kind of like, nah, this is for me and my family. But when you reach a stage in life where you have more money to be generous with, you're kind of like, I should help a group. You know what I mean? Your brain changes as you reach maybe a higher bracket or something. I don't know how to describe it. All right, here it is, guys. Auction gives me anxiety. Oh, yeah. Auction's terrible. I actually agree with that perspective. Auctions for people who they just definitely want it sold, And, there's time periods when auction's good. Like, now's not a terrible time for auction, but I never do auction on a weird card. Never. Only on mainstream cards. All right, give me a number. Part of the tree farm idea. Oh. Give us a number and the jumbo pack break can go off. Oh, man. 3, a 1, a 2, a 3. Now, The names. So we'll start shuffling these names up. Do you have a cause foundation you really support? Not yet. I've thought about what would make me feel good to support. Maybe like an orphanage or something. Give me a number. Maybe, you know, you kids who come out of a turbulent childhood. I relate to that. So I've thought about that for sure. Ivan says 2. You got it, Ivan. A win, a 2. You are the decider, Mr. Ivan. All right. Here's TRG. You gotta be kidding me. What? Wow. He has snatched so many breaks recently. I'm starting to get scared. That is a lucky streak for Mr. TRG now. Holy, man. Even I'm not believing it. How do you do it? What's your secret, TRG? Do you do a rain dance? All right. He must have some kind of crystal ball or something. Mr. Cole. Here's Mr. Edward. Sorry, guys. And here's Miss Sarah. Thank you, Miss Sarah. All right, so there we have it. TRG snatches the card on the first round. TRG, give me the luck too. Yeah, teach us. Teach us. Oh, he's got the Gengar emoji. Chink. I don't suppose you want the Psyduck. Let's put him back in the bag. Poor Psyduck. I bet you when the Psyduck card is full, I bet you then somebody will go after it. All right. So here's the jumbo pack break, and we are officially opening it. Boink. So TRG, you might want to keep the Adventure Time pack sealed. It's a lovely booster pack on the outside with the heroes, but if we snip it, the cards inside actually feature the Card War characters, not Finn and Jake. So that is a thought. Sometimes we keep that sealed for people to help them retain the value. Let's see. There's Fusion Art. Charlie Bowown. Dragon Ball Z. Destin Rivals. Draw a corn next time so you can say, get that corn out of my face. Yeah, keep sealed. Oops. Here is the Silver Tempest. Somebody went deep in the Silver Tempest recently. Didn't pull any major hit out of there. Maybe this Silver Tempest was the hit. We'll find out. I was watching a YouTube video today while I was snacking on some noodles for lunch, and it was a video talking about the Marathon game, because Marathon had like a peak concurrent player base of 88,000 people on Steam, and some indie game with only like 10 developers, just 10. Some indie game had a peak at the same time as Marathon of like 500,000, I should say, 500,000 players on the Steam charts. And so those Steam charts kind of reveal which games are succeeding. And so it's kind of crazy to see this game built by the Bungie dev team, although you have to wonder how many actual Bungie people are left, like the original core team. But the actual Bungie video game dev team made a game Marathon that could only peak at 88,000 players, while this indie dev game peaks at 500,000. Wow. And I'm sure their cost of development was nothing. Like, I'm sure they didn't spend that much. So whereas Bungie probably spent 100 million, who knows how much they spent. I don't know how much they would have spent. But it's really shocking to see those numbers, and it shows you, I think corporate video game makers are maybe out of touch with what people want to play. We are, Urukai. Ooh. Like, we're listening to Minecraft music. That's one of the most successful games of all time. That was an indie game. Undertale was an indie game. You get these big developers working on games, and I don't think they're doing that good of a job, to be honest. I think they're struggling to like they get the high level graphics, they get the high, orchestrated symphony soundtrack, and then some indie game developers like, yeah, but I actually understand what people want to play. You know what I mean? And he comes out and he makes a better game. Ooh, ring rates. Slay the Spire is awesome. I never played that. What would you say made the game so good? You are? All right, so there are your lenticular Lord of the Rings cards. These are very vintage, and they're also very cheap. They're like $5 a pack, guys. If you ever want these, they are lenticular cards. A lot of fun. All right, Union Arena. What do we got in our Union Arena pack? Just a holo. Minecraft, Time to Mine. Some of those shorts with the girls on the podcast are insane if real. What are you talking about? You talking about that one podcast where they make fun of e-girls? Here's Mob Pig, Axel Toll. Here's this and this. All right, so you got two holos here. What's the name of that? Is it the Whatever Podcast? Ask that one greasy-looking dude who likes to debate the girls. Picklegate. He had the Picklegate situation. And then later on, he had the one girl call him out for having like his wife has like 3 baby daddies or some crazy thing. We are. What's his name? Like Andrew Wilson, I think. All right, tossing that over there. I wonder how much that podcast made over the years. That podcast must have made so much money. Here's the Bard from Final Fantasy. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and check these gem packs. So I want you guys to look at the Chinese gem packs on the menu and realize we just repriced these. They're all way cheaper now, like 50% cheaper. I don't know what happened. I guess they fell in price. Look at that. Captain Pikachu popping out. That's amazing. There it is. You also got that guy. Very good. Oh, yeah. That's a good pull. They make other women look so bad. All they know is money and doing it. Well, and that shows you that's the Whatever Podcast has found a format that really attracts attention. Kind of like Jerry Springer did, right? Jerry Springer managed to get a lot of attention because he kind of got trashy people together, and we all want to see people acting like trash. We want to. It's entertaining. And so the Whatever Podcast said, hey, we can get these, what would you call them? Maybe a little bit arrogant, maybe a little bit privileged, out of touch, certainly. We get these e-girls on the stream who make, spicy content for a living and get them to talk like philosophy and stuff and just look terrible doing it. So he found a format that is probably hand over fist making him money. Although maybe one of the downsides is it also gives people, a less classy version of the female gender. So, young men watch that, maybe get a little disillusioned by what's out there in the opposite sex. Here's Nihil Zero. Ooh, but it is entertaining, that's for sure. And there are some very bad ideas being held by some of those ladies. But it's not everybody is like that. Actually, I think we were talking a little bit about that in the morning stream, because somebody was arguing the women in California are better than other places. And I was like, are you sure? Because who's going to hold those kinds of views stronger across the country, across the many different states? Who's going to hold those kind of views more frequently than perhaps some entitled, maybe daddy's money California girls? You know what I'm saying? What we got? Not all girls in California are problematic or bad or anything, but I'm just saying, like, if you've got a toxic point of view about the world, you might be a rich girl or a girl who's just getting ridiculous amounts of attention for showing her naked body online, and I'm sure it's like bad for your soul. I've always said that. You got like adult content makers. It's a job, but man, you trade something for that money. You trade like your soul for that money in a certain way. Here's Girowlith, Setotl, and Girident. Some dumb girl wanting a guy that makes $2 million a year. Yeah. Who doesn't want that, though? I will say that. Who doesn't want to have a partner that makes $2 million a year? It's just, it's the way it's presented is so funny, dude. It's so like clickbaity and triggering and, like annoying. It'll be some girl where it's like you're looking at her going, you definitely have a radioactive pussy or something like that, right? It'll be some girl like that, and you can feel the vibe coming from her. Like if you were dating her, she would bite your head off. Like she would just fight endlessly. And so it'd be a really toxic relationship. And she's like, I'm worth 2 million. You know, my husband needs to make 2 million. My boyfriend needs to make 2 million. Or I'm no way, Jose. And it's like, oh, Jesus. You know, it makes the girl working at the fast food shop or Walmart so much more attractive when you hear that. And they're just like, yeah, if you make 40,000 a year, you're a king. My only hope is to try to get through the season without spilling ice cream on my cap. I've never seen an attorney give up a case so fast. Allowing 40 runs in the first inning can change your whole body. Are you ready? Here comes a new excuse. Okay, here's the rain. All right, Lucy, what's your excuse this time? Come on, we need the practice. Are you afraid of a little rain? I volunteer, and this is spring training. So for whatever reason, the Charlie Brown cards that are from Series 2, they're all sport cards, which I always found the Charlie Brown series a really, really loved comic series. I read all the Charlie Brown series, but somehow I feel like it's a different feel when it's only sports. I like it when it's a little spread out, like some of them are sports, some of them are not sports. So I don't know if I agree with the format for that booster pack design, that booster set design. Okay, here is Oshinoko. Nothing crazy coming out. Here is Meowth from the Rocket Pack. That's a hit. Wait, why do we put this here? Why don't we put it over here instead? She has 0 skill, doesn't look good, and says she deserves it. Yeah, I mean, well, that was the podcast where the one Glow Rock or something. Glow Rock. What was the name of the one big girl guy? I can't remember his name even. The one guy was discovered on that podcast. I can't remember his name. He's like a social media influencer now. He makes it into a lot of stuff. It's Gorlock. Yeah, Gorlock made it. Yeah, that podcast made Gorlock famous. Gorlock's a trans girl, right? We are. I actually am not sure. Mr. Cole. No, not Mr. Cole. Mr. TRG. All right. Destroyer of Worlds. That's right. But, you know, if society becomes too open-minded for certain ideas, I feel like there's pushback. And that's how our society has always worked. It's like a pendulum. People use that as an example. Let's get you a fresh bag, okay? Because I believe you just shipped. So we might be in a time period where we're recovering from the transition from the 90s and the 2000s into very heavy feminism, very heavy sort of like liberal progressive ideas, into more of a maybe more of a balanced time period. Because I don't think people are willing to give up some ideas that society has enjoyed in the West for a while. But I think at the same time, people are questioning, you know, some of the most radical beliefs. These ideas like you should be an OnlyFans model, not have any kids, and sell your booty cheeks online, and then demand like a husband who makes 300,000. People see that and they go, that ain't gonna work. That's not the way. So, you know, you're probably seeing a lot of pushback in the culture because of podcasts like the Whatever Podcasts. All right. And that's why we need the Maiden's Tale. No, but see, that's the thing. I think that you see the pushback and people freak out and think it's like the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. People just want a reasonable society. Here's a Raku, and here's the Halo Sword. All right, so we're done with that. Thank you so much. What do we got now? Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a bit better from earlier today. Wasn't that bad? That was real bad. Now we have an order from Mr. Chris A. Whoa. Chris A. He says he'd like 2 Waifu Shuffles, 2 live customs, and 1 whole box of the Chinese 151 surprise. All right. 2 Waifu Shuffles, you say. Let's try to get you a waifu. Ready? CGC sub when, TCC? I believe we are building up for one, but it's not the next one to go out. The next sub to go out would probably be BGS, followed by Tag. And on the weekend, I worked on BGS. meaning I prepared a bunch of cards to go out to BGS. It's really hard to find BGS-worthy cards, by the way. It's really hard to do that. All right, look how small this stack is. I can hold it in one hand. So there we go. There's the split. And now, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So those will be yours. Good luck in there. Cold. 2 cold ones. All right. Maybe the live customs will be luckier. Okay. I would like to work on that Waifu Shuffle, make it a lot more elite feeling, maybe like a cleaner box, maybe a bigger holder for all the slabs, fill it up with more grill slabs. 2 live customs. Let's get those live customs out of the way. Now, these can be a really big deal. These live customs can really pull a big hit. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. You do pull a Beldum poker card. And, oh, there you go. You know, those are hard to pull. So you're doing very well right now. Let's find out what it is. If it's a big hit, if it's a little hit. If you don't like it, remember, you can re-roll it. Darkrai. Ah, okay. Let's go looking for your Darkrai. You can also tell me to sell it on consignment if you don't want to risk the re-roll. That's a third option. I don't say that enough. But if you don't like it, you're not forced to re-roll it if you're worried you'll get a bad re-roll. Oh, heartburn. There it is. Darkrai, PSA 10, $100. Now, you can re-roll him or keep him or consign him. Any of those are true. This one's got a nice swirl on this corner if we look at that. So this particular copy has a swirl on the cover. All right. Ooh, can I send my Star Wars sketch card to BGS? Yes, that's possible if you'd like to do that. You got a nice Beldum too. Isn't that nice? He says, I'll keep it. All right, sounds good. Chris A. Did you have a bag, by the way, Mr. Chris A? Are you new? TCG Oasis? I can't remember if we have a Chris A. Let's see. Christopher Houghton, Clark, Chris Abruzzo. I know Chris Abruzzo. He's been cruising for years. Chloe. I'll keep it. He might be newish. I can't remember if you placed an order before. No, it's my first time. This is your first time? This is first time, guys. How lucky, man. All right, we'll put you down as Chris A. Now, if that changes, we will need to know, since it says Chris A on the back, if we make a label and it has your full name on it, you're going to need to tell me to look for the Chris A slab, okay, because otherwise we'll forget to add it into the shipment whenever it's shipping time. So again, if by the time we get to your label in the future, you know, whenever you order shipping, you don't have to order it today. You can order it a week from now, a month from now, I don't care. But whenever we do a round of shipping for you, you'll want to make sure that this name here matches whatever we're putting on your label so that we don't have to create 2 shipping labels in the future. Because what you'll do is you'll say, hey, where's my card? And I'll be like, ooh, didn't match your label. Here's your free card, so you get the free Tepig. Aw, he's ready to be turned into a little pit roast. Mmm. All right. You can put CJ. Here we are, and here we are. How do I order shipping? Oh, so shipping's a separate thing on this channel. It costs $9. And you can actually buy it off the website. It's on the website right now. Or you can use something called custom payment on the website. So it doesn't matter. You can either order shipping, the product shipping, or just do a custom payment for $9. Either way will work. Just make sure that you ship when you want to ship. You don't have to ship today. For example, you could go after another slab first. You could add some cards to your bag. This is going to be a bag with your name on it right here. So you don't have to ship today. A lot of people don't ship right away. They wait until they have a couple items, then they ship it all together, and this saves them some money on shipping. Saves everybody some money. So we like to do it that way. Almost 3 years. Damn, 6. Damn. Hot damn. We're going to say Chris A. So you have a bag now, and it says Chris A, 326. All right. Ta-da. Very, very good. Damn, 6, what? Here's a Wigglytuff. That Wigglytuff, 3.6 thousand. And I have something to show you guys. This sold while we were not live. This sold in the middle of the day today. We'll plug this in real fast. So I sold yet another item on eBay today. And we just priced this one up for 3.6 because that's the cheapest buy it now on eBay. Isn't that bonkers? This used to be like 400 bucks, by the way. So this being 3.6 is just bonkers. And this got priced up correctly as 8,000. This is so accurate. It's got a last sold of 8,000. The cheapest PSA 10 is 40,000. Doesn't make any sense at all, does it? But take a look at this cool list. Dusclops from Crystal Guardians just sold for 1,200 today. And yesterday, King of Clubs Machamp PSA 10 sold for 450. Isn't that bonkers? I don't even need to go live. I made enough money just from selling these. I already made, like this guy right here, I'm pretty sure I acquired him for like $200 or $300. I already made $900 today. I can just stop working. But I don't want to. But it shows you, wow, the hobby is so crazy right now. And it's just hard to believe. I can't believe how expensive that is. Sorry, but did you open my 151 surprise? Not yet. We're getting that next. So the 151 surprise is right over here. Yes, your order is still ongoing. I just wanted to show that off. Oh, my eye's so itchy. Okay, ready? So let's go ahead and pull you a Gengar Pikachu while we're at it. There we go. That Aerodactyl is crazy. Yeah, he's nuts because I once offered him for sale on this table, I think for like, I don't know, like, I can't remember the amount, like 800 or something. A long time ago, I offered him real cheap just to get rid of him. And no one bought him. Then he was probably like 1,200 for a while. That's my chase. Ooh, good luck. I'd love to pull it for you. By the way, these boxes are coming out of 100% sealed cases. I just got more of those cases from China today. I had to write out a big import fee check to UPS to collect the box. Okay. All right. Some of these. 6, I remember you liked Gem 2. If you look at the menu, Gem 2 is a little cheaper right now. So prices on Gem 1, 2, and 3 have fallen a little bit. And it's a great time to take advantage of that. Because if you buy it, I'll restock it. If no one buys it, over time, it'll probably go back up anyways on its own. But when we see a product with good value being offered, we like to focus a little bit on it. Here's Golduck. Venonat. I've got all of Gem 2. Oh, nice. You don't need any more. Here's Omastar. The Peacock. Flapdos, because he's flapping. We got Dragon Knight. It's Dragon Knight. Poliwrath. Mr. Are you getting Series 3 with Ponyta? It has 27 hits, especially the Eevee. I've not ordered that. No, I haven't ordered the new set. Again, I just felt like with it being a Ponyta set, it didn't seem that important to buy it. Oh, man. Please give us a better hit than this. Omastar. Oh, shiny Vileplume. I like that. I like those. And Starmie. All right. So I was a little worried that the box wasn't even going to come with the shiny. It did. You got shiny Vileplume. Very nice. The Minecraft music is elite. Isn't it nice? I love Minecraft music. We've been listening to Advanced Wars music for a little while. All right, here we are. 6 says, boo. Here we are. Oh, you mean because we didn't pull the Gengar Pikachu, right? Pikachu. So that was a first-time order from our good friend, Mr. Chris. Thanks, Chris. Really appreciate that first-time order, man. He used the website to order. The website's pinned in the live chat. All right, there we go. Thank you. Here's a Dragonite. A $400 Rayquaza, who seems underpriced. Really nice Fezandipity. There's a Trevenant for 45, and here is a Glaceon. Wow, those look really good, actually. All right, jumping back over here. Let's hit refresh. PSA slabs need an update. Now, why do you say that, Mr. Colby? Are you saying the PSA... Are you saying the design of the PSA slabs needs an update? Is that what you're saying? Wow, we got a big Sarah order. 10 Poke Shuffles, 2 live customs, 1 Japanese Poke Jumbo Break, and 11 OP13 packs. Holy, guys, that's a big one. Let's get it. 10 Poke Shuffles. You ready? Almost 6, 7. Oh, my God. Alex, you've been here for a while, huh? 1, wait, did I shuffle this to the back? I can't even remember now. 2, 3. I guess I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. By the way, if I ever make a mistake on the shuffles with the Poke Shuffles, we just treat that as part of the RNG. Because sometimes I make a mistake, like I forgot to rotate them or something like that, but I don't know what's coming next. It's all random. Okay, flipping this over. We got Matang. Houndstone. No, this is Greavard. I think I got it. Bunnery. Helioptile. Dreepy. Roxanne. Zubat. The Disc. Oddish. Come on. Whoa. Rayquaza 10, it says, actually. All right, so something's telling me that's going to be a good one. Here we are. Rayquaza 10. What could that be? That's probably going to be Mega Dream Rayquaza 10. That's my suspicion. Let's see. Let us pray. So you did pull a Ray today. You can keep it or you can re-roll it. He's a nice Japanese Rayquaza, very shiny, and looks very sharp and all. If you re-roll it, it'll be $90. So it won't exactly be 20 spots. It'll be 18 spots. Oh, that's a pretty good pull. Keep it. Keep them. All right, so you're going to keep them. Sounds good. Miss Seven Dozen Bevy. We're making a spaghetti western, and you're the star. All right. Good. Throwing that out. Oops, ow, that hurt. 2 live costumes. Okay. Pretty easy to say hold on a Rayquaza. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Kind of makes this guy seem underpriced, doesn't it? He's from XY era. This guy's from 2017. He's 9 years old. Okay, Mimikyu and... Oh my God, double hit. Tentacruel. That sounds like a big one to me. That sounds like a big one. Sarah's hitting gold today, man. She definitely went deep today. So number 73, that's got to be the Topps Tentacruel. That's a big one. Oh my lordy. So that's a $200 card. That's $19.99. Holographic Topps Tentacruel. So, I don't know. He's an interesting card. Tentacruel might not be your favorite Pokemon, but just from a holding vintage perspective, he might be a nice vintage card to sit into your holdings and let him get more expensive. That's what I've done, and now he is generating some money over time. Look at that. That's Tentacruel. I like that on this Silver Ray design, not design, on this Silver Ray copy, the rays are just nice straight lines. Sometimes we find the Silver Rays are not printed correctly. I will keep them also. All right. Pretty cool. Wow, you did really good on the live customs. Like, you did okay on the Poke Shuffles, right? Because you got that one card about half off, but you only paid $50, and this was put in the box apparently for $200. I mean, that's pretty good. Wow. All right, Sarah. So So now we can open your boosties. One Japanese jumbo pack break. And even if these are cold, it's not going to hurt that bad because you already did so well. Here it is. Look at that. We had one ready to go. Isn't that nice? That's nice. Next time you order this, we'll have to make like 3 of these at a time or something. That's the Japanese jumbo pack break. All right. She just gets like one of each every pack. Okay. There's even some secret packs in here that you can't buy straight off the menu. All right. Okay. Good. All right. Very nice. And one more. So that was the last saved one we had. We'll have to make more of those when the stream is kind of slow or something. It's all up from here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're already way ahead. So that's a nice position to be in. Wow, that card looks so nice. Okay, a little Mewtwo. Oh, look at you pulling a full art. Oh, my eye's burning. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Look at that Typhlosion. All right, this is 151. Just some hollows. This is Terra Festival. Nothing crazy here either. We just got some of these. Cold. Electrical Engineer. Here's Pokemon Go. How about a Ditto? How about a Ditto? No Ditto. Ooh, we got a little Gyarados. Gyat! All right, cool. How about a Mega Dream? We got a little Numel. It's kind of cute. So Typhlosion and Numel so far. Here's Future Flash. Wow, look at that Tatsugiri. He's got so much attitude. Popping that over there. And tossing these away. So, now we've got Clefairy. Wow, not bad. Nihil Zero always had some decent ARs. It's the hits that it's weak on. Pokemon White. Nothing. Pokemon Black. Don't ask me why I say it that way. Here's, oh, Mister, I went to go drop a log. I didn't get a chance to hear your reaction to my last question. Oh, go ahead and ask it again. I'm sorry. I might have missed it. Here's a cold one. You're dropping a deuce. Hey, I like that Bronzor. Isn't that cute? Too bad he's not hollow, though. Here's the Worm. Here's Tinkaton. And a cold one. I'm pretty good with these Pokemon names these days. I get a lot of them. Gyarados. Misty's Gyarados. Always a solid pull. All right. Oinkloni. Pokemon Blah. Pokemon White. White people. God, dude. The world's so ridiculous sometimes, isn't it? The way we all don't get along with each other at all, do we? All right. So much tension packed into a little word. Ooh. All right, now, what we got here? We got Typhlosion and Kyurem, Clefairy, and Numel. Give me a minute. My eyes burning, I'm sneezing. It's still allergy season. Man. Whipped cream, that's right. Okay. So I just had a little sneeze out there, Miss Sarah. Let's go ahead and grab your bag. Sorry, I still feel like I need to sneeze. All right. One of these. One of these. Ba-doop. Plenty of lovely hollows in there. Now, Mamma Mia on that one. Ah, Scrafty. I'm surprised Scrafty didn't sell. We're not done. We need 11 OP13 Japanese packs. Okay. You sneeze on the cards. I love it. You always go to the bathroom with me, mister. I wouldn't leave you. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. Allergy season's terrible. There's so many trees where I live. I mean, it is tree heaven out here. There's like a whole mountain full of trees just across the other side of the water. We are. It's trees for miles. Nacho! That's right. Snip this. Little hug, little kiss, big hug, little kiss, big kiss, little hug. I wake up in a bed all by myself all of my life. I love it. All right, what we got? Beneath the man we find his nucleus. You must awaken your eagle powers. Whoa, Sabo. Do you have vacation days, like vacation time? Hopefully soon. The truth is, I have been grinding like a donut for a while, man. With this channel, we have been running it for 7 years, and I've taken 0 vacation. That's a tough thing to do, but also maybe it's not that much of a brag. You know, normal people take vacations, but you ever see my great card collection and wonder where did that come from? Well, I just worked really hard for it, I guess, if you want to call this work, but it is work. If you ever try to run a rip and ship, there's a lot that goes into it. Here's this guy, and ta-da, this guy. Mr. Did you see the recent sales of Shining Legends Mewtwo in a 10? Oh my God, it's probably ridiculous, isn't it? You know, I never repurchased that card. I used to have so many of those, and I sold them all because I just considered it a stinky modern card. What a terrible decision. Thank you, Miss... Excuse me. Thank you, Miss Sarah. All right, so you are picking up the Sabo. Congratulations. Let's see. What is he, like 12,000 or some crazy stuff? All right. Ooh, Chris A sending in another order. We'll get to that soon, Mr. Chris. We have Miss Jennifer. Yep. Oh, I thought you left me, Jen. One spot in the Taiwanese towel. Nice to see you around. Here's Dark Charmeleon. Miss Jen, you must be doing very well. Tell us, Jen, you didn't sell a bunch of your collection off, did you? Did you hold? Because Pokemon cards, if you have noticed, have gone, well, also One Piece cards have gone absolutely bonkers. So as long as you didn't sell it all, you did very well. Where's the Tyranitar? It's 8K. Man. Miss Jen. Jen was around the time Mr. LaFlame was also going deep. You guys were some of my very best customers that year, I think. You and Jennifer Yap. And, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Those cards, even if you went negative opening them, maybe, if you just held them, you probably went positive. There it is. If you just held them, you probably ended up going positive, I think. All right, Miss Jen. It's a great Tyranitar. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. All right. We're going to grab... It's the Heartbreak Break, so you'll be number 4. Yep. All right, lovely. Good. I wanted to start collecting slabs and found your channel, and it makes me feel more confident in collecting. Yeah, I have to be honest. Some guys on YouTube were really negative about Pokemon, and they were especially negative about collecting slabs. And I was the hard opposite of that. I was like, you got to collect them. They're the best thing to collect. Slabs, sealed boxes are good too. But, you know, I don't think the binder collectors saw the same improvement in value as people who maybe got this Tyranitar or this Dark Charmeleon or whatever else we're breaking. And you know, part of these being for sale as breaks is a reflection of my own opinion on what matters. So I'm trying to get what matters out on the table. I'm trying to get, you know, like this guy too, right? That's nice. He might be cheap today, but later down the road, he might be quite expensive. You know, wait till we're halfway into, wind and waves or whatever it's called. This guy could start to go up a lot. Same, that's why I went in. It's very hard to have more than one hobby you are serious about. What are your thoughts on the PSA Vault Pikachu Radiant drama that's happening? Tell me about it, Mr. Rip and Flip. I might not be up to date on that. Here we have Miss Six. She says she'll take an Ascended Hero. Why, thank you, Miss Six. Let's see if you get super lucky on this. How are our likes doing? We're at 32. Let's hit 40 likes. I'll start the giveaways, guys. There we go. Okay, just tossing this away. Here we have Hoopa, Togepi, and Canary. You kind of sniped. That's an SR. I did get all my Pokemon stuff today from you and the SpongeBob. Nice, dude. All right. Yeah, anyone who was buying Pokemon cards in 2023, 2024, 2025 is doing so well right now. It's more like 2022 and 2023, right? Those years were big years. And Pokemon seemed kind of expensive, but no one knew just what was around the corner. It was going to get so much worse. It was going to get so much more expensive. I've been raising the price of Pikachu. I bought like 500. I bought at 560. There we go. Ugh. Even my Japanese promo Charizard, I can't believe how much it went up. Yeah, one of the things I did was I bought a whole bunch of the Neo Charizards at some point, because I was looking at him going, this guy's underpriced, right? And so I bought a couple of those, maybe like 3, and now he's like some ridiculous high price now. Everything just kind of jumped since 2026. Here's an order from Mr. Jesus Villar. It's been a while, but I'd like 15 of the Inferno X. I may have a bag or not. It's been a while. I recognize your name, by the way. But if it's been a really long time, you're right. It might be gone. I'll just check over here. Usually a bag that gets left behind for over a year really doesn't have much in it. Usually it's just a couple, you know, hollows. It might be like a V card or something like that. Nothing too crazy. Jeffrey, Jesus, Jedediah is still in here. But Jedediah might have something expensive in his bag. That's why. Okay, so you might have had a cheaper bag. So not much has been lost. Now, you say Inferno X. You must be referring to the Japanese version, right? Let's see. Where's Inferno X? He's have 15 of these. Game Boy Mewtwo Japanese promo in a 10 to 4,300. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you have a fresh box of Inferno X. I'll be right back, guys. I think I might be running out of Inferno X. Okay. Oh, my legs. Ready? Don't forget, we got some new cards on the menu, by the way, guys. You know that, right? Including Vintage Harry Potter, $8. Nikkei Precious. Magic the Gathering, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This guy had his Pikachu in a PSA vault for sale on eBay. It sold for $750 in January. but the buyer didn't pay and he got a notice the payment didn't go through. Oh, yeah. I did hear about this one. No comms for 2 months. Then he gets an email saying it was paid for and is being shipped out, but the card is now worth $2K, and he wants PSA to stop the sale. Here we are. I did hear about that one. I don't really know what to think about it. I noticed Jungle is popular. Yeah, Jungle cards. I like disassemble the box. Okay. Mr. The 1.5 no rarity Zard up around 5K now, says Mr. Moo. Mr. Moo, are you the owner of it? Did you get it from us? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Tell us a little bit about what you're referencing, because I think I had a 1.5 at one point, didn't I? How's the situation with the woodpecker? We haven't changed anything. It's just every time he comes around, I slam the wall to scare him. So maybe that's working, but I didn't hear him today. Yes, I'm Puzzles. Hey, what's up, Mr. Puzzles? You know, it's so hard for me to remember lots and lots and lots of names. It really is. And then YouTube did its stupid name change, so now it's even harder. So I can easily forget. Yeah, so did you buy that direct or did you get that in a break? So I kept the PSA 3 and the PSA 5 for the no rarity Charizard. And I wasn't sure how to feel about those Zards for a while because I thought, well, you know, maybe no rarity is unpopular or maybe, you know, this card doesn't matter. Now I'm so glad I kept them because I think I put them up for sale at one point because I was unconfident about them. It is. I remember you, Puzzles. Puzzles has been here since the very beginning, I'm pretty sure. Didn't you trade me? I can't remember. Did you trade me back at Dark Alakazam? No, I can't remember, actually. So Pokemon becoming unaffordable. How are the younger generations collecting? It's not unaffordable. They just can't collect a PSA 10. That's all that's going on. People say that all the time. They're saying it's unaffordable. Yeah? Well, why don't you buy PSA 7? That's not unaffordable. It's just that people want a 10 for sure. They want 10s. And you can collect Korean, you can collect Japanese, Japanese is pretty reasonably priced, right? Like, we're opening some Japanese right here. It's pretty reasonable. It's not that crazy. So you can collect in Japanese, you can collect in Korean, you can collect a PSA 9, a PSA 8, a PSA 7. So that argument, it's unaffordable. I think it doesn't truly represent the reality of the situation. Maybe if you want like a gold star, ooh, you got a little switch. Maybe if you want like a gold star, that's unaffordable. So that's true. But gold stars never really were cheap. They were always pretty expensive. I won it with one spot on the Mega Break. Damn, bro. So what you're telling me is you joined a break on our table for 40 bucks on a card that I likely sold. You know, I don't remember what I would have sold it for, but maybe like it was like $2,000 or $3,000. And you won it for 40 bucks, and now it's worth 5,000 bucks. That's really crazy. I mean, from 40 to 5,000. That's wild. Anyone know how I can change my name back? You might be able to edit your YouTube name. Mister, I got that 9.5 Misty's Gyarados first edition for 400 from you, and now it's 2,500. Man, that's just crazy. That's really crazy, man. All right, and there we have it. I think it was a rare candy break. Rare candy break. Yeah, that sounds possible. Sounds possible because as a 1.5, it would have been worth like maybe like 1,000 at the time, and then we could have sold it maybe for like 1.4 thousand. What isn't affordable? It doesn't have the same meaning for everybody. Yeah, exactly. It's also about, you know, it's just part of life. Some people have no money and they're in debt. Some people have daddy's money and they've got, you know, a Malibu house, a beachfront property. So people have just different income levels. That's always been true. And Pokemon's been this thing that's always been kind of affordable and easy to obtain. Like, you could just go to Walmart and open a pack for $5. And so that time period is kind of, it's bad now, but wait till Pokemon really starts printing with their new printing facility and it will be solved. Scalpers will be washed out of places like Walmart and Target. So the hobby's going to change, guys. It really will. And, you know, our prices might reduce on some of these, but yeah, the hobby will change at some point. And I don't know. You can still get these other products, but you're going to have to learn to buy them online. That's it. Again, like you can buy a booster box from Japan, you can buy a Korean box from Korea, you can buy a Chinese gem box from China. So those are all pretty affordable. And if I had a kid and not a lot of money, I'd be like, let's get you a $40 box of gem 3 or something, you know, because hey, maybe you pull a Gengar out. It's kind of an exclusive card, so that's pretty cool. So that's what I would be doing. I would be doing stuff like that. Mr. Jesus, nice flag on. Let's get you a bag. Let's get you a bag. I started in 2020 with COVID money. Probably a lot of people bought Pokemon cards with that COVID money. Isn't that funny? Actually, I remember that time period. I could not hold on to any of my slabs. They were flying, dude. I had to take them down and be like, nah, I can't sell these. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to regret selling them. Which eventually I would sell all of them at various different times. And now we're in the future and I'm looking back on those slabs going, I could have just held all of them. There's a new printing facility coming. Yeah, Pokemon has an extremely huge printing facility in development. We don't know when it's going to be done, but it's an extremely large printing facility in the United States. So eventually they would just be able to print as much as they need to print, and it won't be an issue anymore. That's an 8 Bulbasaur. Did we get to 40 likes? We're at 39 likes. We're pretty close. Pull this guy back up out front. That's pretty nice, isn't it? I'm taking a picture of this. I pulled a Rivals Misty's Gyarados and thought that was a chase. I might still get it graded. A lot of cheap cards right now. Let's say a kid wants to buy a booster box over 200, especially with this economy. All right, let me go ahead and take a picture here. When I was a kid, I bought my own Pokemon cards. My parents didn't buy my own cards. I did little jobs like mowing lawns and stuff like that. But then eventually I was working for my dad. Actually, you know, I made a little bit of money, like $3 an hour. Because one year we had this big project, a home project, where we bricked our own home. My dad was nuts that way. He would do stuff like that. So we bricked our own home, and he paid us like $3 an hour to work all day. And we were homeschooled, so we could work all day. We were like Amish. So we bricked our house ourselves. And he was just crafty that way. He like figured out how to do it and all. Next up, we've got an order from, who is the oldest waiter? Who waited the longest? Let me click on this. Let me check the website queue. When I was a kid, Walmart didn't have cameras. I always had Pokies. Yeah? You're funny, man. Here's Chris A, and he's next, and he says he'll take 2 live customs and a box of PRB2. All right, good luck to Chris A. So these are pretty rough. If you miss, you could just be out $50, okay? All right, good luck. Offer received 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. So those are your 2 packs. What are you getting? Mabel and no luck. All right. Everybody doesn't get lucky in the live customs, just a couple people. There's that. Let's get the box of PRB2. Let's see if you pull a manga out of here, and then I don't got to feel bad for you. People still do it with cameras. True, yeah. How many, did anyone here steal booster packs when they were young? Raise your hand. All right, we're not judging you. You're a kid. Put this over here. My love for Pokemon began because there was 3 or 4 kids in my elementary school collecting. I liked it a lot, so I wanted to collect too. I was lucky enough to live across the street from a card store. I had kind of a similar situation. There were a lot of children in my neighborhood, including my own family. I had 11 brothers and sisters. There were a total of 11. And so we lived in a neighborhood that absolutely went bonkers when the Pokemon game and then the Pokemon card game came out. People were going crazy for it. And I remember being exposed to it all, and it was so much fun. It was this viral moment that didn't require the internet. There was no internet to make Pokemon go viral. It went viral in a natural way. That's how extremely popular it was. And we had a card shop, but it was a baseball card shop. And it was at the very exit of the whole subdivision. So it's like a tiny strip mall located at the opening of the subdivision. So it wasn't across the street, but it was about, I don't know, maybe like a 6-minute bike ride up the street. But it was a terrifying bike ride because my parents were super controlling. They were mega controlling. And one of the fastest ways to get your ass beat would be to drive your bike where you're not allowed to. And so there were very strict rules that you were not allowed to leave our street. And that's what you had to do if you wanted to go to the card shop. So we'd have to sneak off to the card shop. And those are some super powerful childhood memories for me. We would totally sneak off. And I was one of the children in our little brothers and sisters group chosen over and over again to make that bike trip because I was the oldest brother, so I was one of the fastest. I had older sisters too, so one of us three would do it. We were older, we were smarter, and so, I'd be like 12 years old racing my little butt cheeks up to that store as fast as I could, or whatever I was. I think I was like 12-ish. And I remember it was right next to the nutrition shop where we would actually shop. My mom would go to the nutrition shop. She was into nutrition. She'd buy like, barley and wax or whatever the healthy thing was. So I'm real familiar with this nutrition shop. It just across from the card shop, and there was a little hallway you could hide your bike in. You'd walk into the card shop. It was just this little small room. Old man with a little mustache would be there, and he looked real sort of like he was a card shop guy. Card shop guys have a presence about them, collectors, like a gold dealer or something, right? Yeah, I don't know. Card collectors and card shop owners are a certain type, perhaps myself included. And you go in there, and he'd watch you with beady eyes, like, "You're not stealing, are you?" And I'd have everybody's money in my hand, all my siblings' money. I'd go up and I'd pull those rocket booster packs out of a rocket booster box. I can remember it like it was yesterday because it's such a powerful memory. You wonder why these cards are so expensive is because some of the best memories of childhood for people. And I remember pulling those little booster packs out. They were like pure dopamine, man. It's gambling for kids, right? It's baby beer. That's what it truly is. Beer for babies. Baby beer. I love it. So it was gambling for kids. That's what booster packs always have been. And, of course, it's very fun because people like to gamble. And I remember I would always grab for myself a Babe Ruth bar, a candy bar. So I would, and sometimes other kids wanted a candy bar too, so I would have to grab whatever they wanted. But so I'd grab the candy bars, I'd grab the booster packs, pay for it with everyone's cash. Then I'd sit down next to my bike and I'd still be huffing and puffing because I'd raced up to that card shop at full speed not to be caught by my parents. And despite the fact that it would have been better for me to go straight home, to reduce the window of time where I could be caught, instead of doing that, I'd immediately sit down next to my bike. And sometimes my older sisters would be there too, by the way. Sometimes they accompanied me. But we'd sit down in that hallway and we'd immediately open our boosters because we wanted to see who got what. Sometimes you'd open the booster and you'd be like, "Oh, no way, dude, Dark Hypno," or something like that. Or you'd open the booster pack and get nothing and be like, "Oh, God, now I know my sibling's going to get the hit," because you knew your sibling's going to get the hot one right after you. So it was such a powerful, powerful, powerful feeling. I can remember the bike. I can remember the way the hall looked. I remember every detail. Maybe not every detail, but, a surprising amount of detail. Those were the days, and the radio played Smashing Pumpkins. In 1979, Smashing Pumpkins, and Coldplay was coming out. And it was just a really good time. You had so much good music back then. Music was very different in the 1990s, early 2000s. I'm talking very early 2000s. Such a very different feel from what we have now. Here's Mr. Chris A. All right, Chris. So you've got your full art here. Here's Shanks. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Here is your Dawn card. And here is your Professor. All right. What is his name? This isn't Whitebeard. This is the Admiral, right? I think this is the Admiral. Very nice. I have a distinct memory of seeing rows of first edition cards in those white book boxes that you see at card shows. Yeah, he had a glass display case, and I remember he would have like Charizard and Gyarados from the base set sitting in that glass display case, and you could get a fresh Gyarados for like $25. And I'd look at it and be like, wow, but 25 was kind of a lot. all I wanted was a $3 booster pack of Team Rocket. So I'd be like, I'll take 1 or 2 packs of Team Rocket. And so I didn't want to buy the Gyarados. Besides, people in our neighborhood would have the Gyarados in their binders. So it's like, why do I need to buy it outright? I can trade for it. All right, Mr. Chris A. Already my brain was having its machinations about, ooh, how do we obtain all the good ones without, without losing the good ones? Trading Pokemon cards. It was something that I was already naturally inclined to do. There we go. I kept most of my cards out of sleeves in a ring binder because I didn't know any better. Yeah. None of us knew better. None of us really knew what was going to happen with all these cards over time. But, there's a feeling. There was a feeling something good was going to happen with them because it was so ridiculously well loved that it was obvious. There was a feeling like they had a financial value. Thank you, Mr. Chris A. That's the end of your turn. Sorry about those tough live customs. Now we have a pack gives order 2 more Poke Shuffles. You got it, man. Neo was peak. So by the time Neo 1 comes out, a lot of the kids on my street, they're kind of getting tired of collecting. They're not enjoying it as much. And by the time Neo 4 comes out, it's just me and a kid named Vincent. We're the only ones left collecting. Just us. And so it was dead. As fast as it came around, it was dead. Not a single kid was collecting Pokemon. No one. Vincent wasn't collecting. He traded me. No, I can't remember. Yeah, he traded me for a Shining Kabuto. Did I pull it or did I trade for it? No, he had a Shining Celebi and I had the Shining Kabutops. The memory's getting fuzzy over time. I wanted to pull a Shining Tyranitar, but I never did. And I was so disappointed because I wanted that card really bad. But then, when it was clear that he was kind of bored of it, I was like, all right, I'm done too. Here's Matthew Rodriguez, 1 box of BT03 with no bulk. You got it, man. BT03. I think I have to go get a fresh box, everybody. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. Very good. Hi there, long time. Hope all is well. Are you no longer doing evening shows? Do you have the mega lot of various packs available? Oh, you're talking about this. Ta-da. Or maybe you mean the jumbo pack break. We no longer do late night streams. We used to do those every single day. We did those for what? Almost 7 years. I think around 7 years, because we only started doing this recently. We're now doing morning and afternoon streams. 2 streams a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. We probably lost some loyal viewers because of the time change, but I don't know. My wife and I are doing IVF, and so our focus now is having me be awake when it's time to go to the doctor. Just got to be how it's got to be. All right, Mr. Matthew, 1 whole box. You ready? Making sure you ordered a whole box. BT03. I wanted that Umbreon. Late Night Vampire Crew. Rip. Yeah. Actually, some people really like the time change, but some people really miss the old style. If you want to know, though, on Saturdays, we do still go live kind of late at night. So there is still a late night stream on Saturday. Ready? Maybe we could do one on Sunday too, but I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I was a midnight crew. Yeah, I'm sorry. So was Sarah Dusenberry. She still tries to hang out. She pops up, at different times, but I'm glad she does. And I'd love to have everyone from the late night, overnight stream to come hang out either in the morning stream or the afternoon stream. This one right now. How much for the bag of packs that you showed? So that is on the menu. You can buy it if you want, but what time is it? It's 7:50. It takes a while for me to assemble it, so I need to make some more of them because Sarah just bought the last one. But this is what would you call it? This is the guide for how to put it together. I use this to make sure I know what's in it. So this one's not Gonna be sold. We gotta make some fresh ones of those. Here's this girl. Whoa. Yeah, did you like that when you saw Miss Sarah Dusenberry open that big mix of packs? That's called the Jumbo Japanese pack. And it's listed in the menu. It's just a fun little thing. And I need to make more of them. She kind of opened the rest. So you said toss the bulk. Now, what to you is bulk in here? You mean just the regular bulk, or are there some of the hollows you don't want? Like there's standard hollow, rainbow. Ooh, here we go. You've got Leona. Leona, I need you, Leona. Now, how does that song go? Is I see you or something like that, right? I see you. All right, here's, so like this is a standard hollow. Here's the bunny girl. That's what I said. Diabetes bread. Here's a hollow. I hear white bread's pretty bad for you. I see you, Joanna. I'm probably singing off key. Whoa, look at those boobs, man. All right, here's Chibi Girl with her cheeks out. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Here's the little cake girl. Here's boobies hanging out of shirt girl. Here's Chibi Girl. Sweeney Todd reference in the TCC stream? Man, I remember watching Sweeney Todd for the first time. It was pretty close to after I ran away from home. When I ran away from home, I owned literally nothing. I had no TV. I had no Game Boys. I had no Xboxes. I had nothing. And finally, I saved up enough money working at Target because it was really tough. I had to pay my, I had this new thing now. I had rent now. I'd never had that before in life. So I was paying rent. I was paying bills. I was paying for food. I was paying for gas. And then I finally saved up enough money. It took a while, like maybe over a year, to buy a computer. Wow. So I lived for like a year with no computer at all. And there was this recycling computer company that I actually lived right next to it in this rental unit. It was a recycling company. And I bought a recycled computer, and it was probably a couple $100, which was really hard to do that back then for me. It was just, that to me was a lot of money. But so the first thing I did was I downloaded Pirate Bay, of course, and I started catching up on movies that had come out that I never got to watch. And one of them was Sweeney Todd. I think that was the very first movie. And so I had an inflatable mattress on the floor, no couch, nothing. No, you know, I was real poor. And just this little, it was this tiny little computer screen that I also got from the recycle computer company, and my brand new recycled computer from like a business that was just getting rid of its computers. And I downloaded Sweeney Todd and watched Sweeney Todd by myself. And it was such a good thing, you know, it was such a good thing to have. Like, your life can't just be misery. It can't just be like working. You got to have some kind of reward. So for the first time in a long time, I had the ability now to get new content and to actually watch something. And that took like a year to reach that stage. It took so long to save up enough money to buy a computer. And it was only like, I think it was like $400, dude. It was so cheap. It was a cheap little computer. But I was that close all the time to running out of money that it was very hard to save up for that computer. Yep. And yeah, it was Sweeney Todd. I must have watched it like 10 times at some point because I had nothing else to do. I had no friends. I didn't have a girlfriend. Wasn't hanging out with my family. And so I was just sitting there, and I could just turn on. I know one of the things I did was I turned on South Park on repeat. So I downloaded all the South Parks, and I just watched it on repeat. They would just play on repeat, all of them. Mistress Gamer that still wanted all the Pokemon unsealed. Smart move. Did you ever tell us what was your first PSA 10 slab? I do remember my first PSA 9 slab. The first graded card I ever bought would have been right at the very beginning, and it was a Hypno, Dark Hypno 9 first edition holo. I think I paid like $25 for it. Here's Matthew Rodriguez. All right, Matthew. Sounds kind of lonely. It was extremely lonely. It was extremely lonely. I had no roommate yet, but it was only a 6-month lease, and when it was ending, that was when I made my friend Dave, because he also was on a lease. And he asked me, actually, if I would like to be roommates with them. And me being kind of a loner and having kind of a lot of traumatic past stuff happening, it was kind of hard for me to say yes. But financially, it was a very good benefit to become his roommate. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. It was a risk too, because I was worried that he wasn't as financially disciplined as me. So I was worried about relying on another guy to go to work, to earn his half of the rent, to pay his half of the rent, to pay his half of the bills. But he was good on it. He did all that. It turned out he was a really, 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 really good roommate. I was very lucky to be roommates with him. He is such a nice dude. Here it is. All right. Yeah, it was lonely for sure, man. Those first 6 months. Here it is. Yeah, that all happened so long ago. I'm trying to remember. Was it 6 months? It might have been a year long, and then the lease with him might have been 6 months. I'm trying to remember all the details. Yeah, I think it was a year-long lease, and then he and I got a 6-month lease. That's what it was. Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. Have you seen him since? I like him. He's a really cool guy. He moved to South Carolina. So on occasion, I just say hi to him on Facebook, but that's about it. He moved all the way out to South Carolina. He works out there, and so we're just not even we're just states apart. But yeah, he was a super cool dude. I was lucky to run into him, because I was like this homeschool kid. Okay, next up we have Kevin Maldonado. Slab away the pristine Rayquaza. There it is, guys. I knew these would sell. The other Rayquaza is gone. How can it not sell? It sells itself with how beautiful it is. There you go, Mr. Kevin. Oops, sorry about that. Let's jump you over here. I was this guy who naturally does not go outside. And I do not naturally make friends unless, I'm like in a room with people because I have to be in a room with people. And he's pretty much the opposite of that. He's this very social guy. He writes music. He likes to go to coffee shops and play music. So we were kind of opposites in certain ways. And that was really good because he kind of taught me how to get out there, Rayquaza. All right, 104. If you're a guy who stays inside too much, maybe plays too many games, maybe really doesn't want to seek the company of others, it's good to have even one friend who really likes to go out. He doesn't like to stay in at all. Like, he loves going out. So if you get a really extroverted friend who likes to go out and hang out with people a lot, that's a good thing to have in your, in your toolbox. Did you guys bring the ladies to the apartment? He definitely did. So he knew all these girls because he was friends with a lot of musicians, and they liked to hang out. And they weren't big musicians. They were just local musicians. So all these guys were very extroverted. And, of course, they knew girls. And like I said the other stream, there were some drinking parties. He would host it, and I'd get to hang out with them all. And, I was the exposure was so good for me at the time because the only thing that would have happened otherwise, I would have just stayed quietly by myself. And I probably still would have had a very similar trajectory in life. But because none of the friendships I made back then lasted or were meaningful. Like, I got a girlfriend and all that, but that all ended. But at the same time, it's like life would have just been so much more boring. And I have memories and experiences that helped shape the way I see the world back then. And they were positive experiences, so that was a very good thing. Team Rocket Grunt, one hot live custom. Oh, my God. Imagine this actually is a hot live custom. All right, you ready? What submission do you have out right now? Now, what do you mean by that? What submission? 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Any other fossils? I don't know what you mean by that. Fossil. Oh, this guy? Boop. Nah, no luck, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Nice try, man. No luck. Okay, I can see we smashed that 44 likes. Let's get that free slap going. Yeah, so he was great. He took me to a lot of coffee shops that in a million years I never would have gone to. I don't drink coffee. I don't particularly like coffee. and I don't like live music. And so he would drag me along. He'd be like, you got to go. He'd say, like, you got to go cheer me on and stuff like that. And we are. I was a very private kind of person, and he was a very expressive person. And then I was extremely analytical, and, I would think about things for hours, right? And then he was more like living on the edge. So it was like a good mixing of individual personality types. Look at that. You made it on here, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. And Shinobi. Yeah, those were some really fun times. Although he had these flying squirrels, and they were so gross, dude. He'd keep the flying squirrels in his room, and they would smell, dude. They'd smell so stanky. But they were in his room, so it didn't really matter. All right. But he dragged me off to these coffee shops, and I learned to feel confident about, being in these social situations just by being out there and practicing that, And, he had me meeting so many girls because girls love live music. They love, love, love coffee shops and live music. So I'd be talking to girls, meeting girls. And so if you're maybe a young guy who hasn't gotten a girlfriend, that step, that practice of going out and talking to a lot of girls, talking to people in lively situations, you can't skip it. It has to be done. You have to go out and do that part. Even if you don't feel like dressing up, putting on a nice outfit. Yeah, I ended up buying nice clothing because of him, because I didn't want to look like, kind of a bum. So I had nice clothing, and we would go out, and, there'd be all these smart looking girls drinking their coffee, listening to the live music, and I could sit down and talk to them. And I had an excuse to go out because he would say, you got to go. Thank you, Team Rocket Grunt. And let's see what's here. Let's see if we have another order. Sugar gliders. Yeah, those things were... I didn't understand what he liked about them. They were so stinky and so gross. And not as much fun as the internet makes them seem. All right. But he liked them. So what do we got? Ooh, Pokemon Red Abra. Let's see if this is still $200. The queue is empty now. Let's go ahead, and we're empty at the 2-hour mark. That's exactly how it was in the morning time stream. Abra Poker. I never forgot, and I've talked about it here in the stream, I never forgot how he was this sort of like, he wasn't like the most attractive guy. He was real lean. He wasn't super tall. He didn't have like a huge bushy beard or anything like that. He was just kind of a younger, lean guy. And he had so many hot women around him, and it was all because he worked so hard on music. Girls love music. They love a guy who does music. So I never forgot that from him. All right, so the Abra is already correctly priced. Very nice. I don't even think the Abra needs to go down into the pricey box. We need to define pricey slabs as being like 250 or something. Here's Inteleon Pristine. So I remember how hard it was to grade these pristine cards, and I'm not willing to easily give them up. They have to sell for a premium. They're extremely hard to grade pristine. Here's Clefable Foil. Now this is definitely outdated pricing. $240 is too low for that now. It's probably more like a $500 to $600 card. But let's see. Clefable Tops. Actually, I mean, I wouldn't mind pricing it around 1,000. All right, so there are no holographic Clefable Tops Series 1 cards available. Let's check sold. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the more moderate price on this one. We're going to say maybe look at that. Isn't that amazing? We just sold that Tentacruel, but of course Tentacruel is maybe not as popular as Clefable. Clefable. Here we are. Okay. Very nice. Toss this over here. Yeah, those were some wild times, man. I was so much younger. I can't believe how old I am. I'm heading toward 40. All right. I remember getting my first ticket when I worked for Target because I was driving 80 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour road. And in my mind, the speed limit just didn't matter. I was young and stupid. But it was 3 a.m. in the morning, and there wasn't not a single car on the road, except for, of course, a car on the opposite side going the opposite direction, so I didn't care about them. I was just racing to work at like 80 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour double fine zone. Let's go with the lower price. Wild times. I had a Honda Civic, but it was like a sports coupe model. It was a 2-door, and it was pretty fun to drive. And I had a cute, sexy girlfriend at that time. I'd drive her around in that. All right. Now, what is going on here? It says we haven't had any new comments. Has no one made a comment? Let's see. I do not recommend driving in the Northeast right now. Wow, the roads are bad. All right, there's Cliff Fable. A staff card. Frost Last Staff, huh? Very interesting. Let's take a quick look at this. Frost Last Staff. Let me close this and open it back up. All right, so there is one for sale. Oh, that's a PSA 9. Wow. Comment, what's your favorite job? The Coca-Cola job. Yeah, I think that'd be fair enough to say. I'm looking for Frostlass. You can't find it. All right. So Frostlass. What's the population on Frostlass? It's 37. It's from the Twilight Masquerade collection. Let me take a picture of it. Pop 38 now. To be honest, I don't want to undersell this. I've really gotten into staff cards. I like them. I think they're super rare. And this is a Frostlass. I think I'm going to price it like, I'm going to double it. I'm just going to go up to 800. I don't really want it to sell. Kind of just want to hold it because I think these are very similar to the EX era cards. They're just not as old yet. So how does the giveaway work? So all you got to do is type in the keyword for the giveaway. We have a giveaway. Here it is. We usually have a giveaway. It's this Darkrai this time. Sometimes it's a more expensive giveaway. Sometimes it's a cheaper giveaway. So that Darkrai is the current giveaway. And all you got to do is type in free into the chat. There it goes. Aloha, mister. Would you mind showing off the current gym breaks? Yes, I will. Let's show off the current gym breaks. There's a couple. We've got this TheCardconomist 10 Lightning from Opus 1. Very cool. This Rocket Murkrow Reverse Hollow from Mega Dream. Okay, he's in the server system. He's in the server room. I think that's really cool that he's in the server. There's one more. There's a Mewtwo, but I'm not seeing it. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Aha, and Mewtwo. So there we go. We have 3 breaks. Those are all gym breaks. Currently, what's going on, I'm finally pricing the expensive slabs. So as you know, we like to rotate through all of our slabs, and it's finally time for the expensive slabs to, oh, look at that, to start getting their rotation. Did this Jolteon go up in price, you think, or do you think it went down in price? This is a good test. Jolteon 153. Looks like it's about the same. Oh, wait, is that Japanese? Hold on, Jolteon, let's say Jolteon Prismatic. It looks like he's the exact same price. Okay, cool. So we'll leave him at $525, I think. He might have been priced very recently. All right. Oh, Destined Rivals Staff Tyranitar. Super cool, man. All right. So let's get him a fresh sleeve. I love, love, love these staff cards. Okay. All right. Good. Let's set that there. tag 10 Ta Lotion staff. All right. Wow, there's a cheap one and an expensive one. What about the PSA pricing? Oops. I guess I got a cut on my finger here. 811. Oh, we did good, guys. I did start the stream like an hour late. I apologize for that. Again, it's because I was resting to fix that really severe migraine headache. All right, I see. So he's kind of, so this Typhlosion has kind of gotten a little bit cheaper over time. And we saw that with a lot of those staff cards, specifically from Destined Rivals. So they must have printed a decent amount of them. So, well, it looks like I end up with the same price. I still end up wanting to sell it at $450. Here's the trick with this card. This is a red label card. I probably already own a handful of them. And if this one sells, I just go buy another one. We want to restock it. We don't want to give up on this card. We want to keep buying them. So when you see that red label, it's like I'm saying, hey, this is a Poke loan, but it comes with interest. Here's Matthew. Please send the Cinderella and Mast to PSA. You got it, man. Cinderella and Mast to PSA. Let's start by finding your bag. Ooh, that's cool, man. Oh, man, they just made such good music with Minecraft, didn't they? Here's Mast. Leona. Cinderella. What am I missing? Cinderella and Mast. Which one is Cinderella? Is this Cinderella? You'll have to help me. I don't know their names. Naga, girl with long white hair, other bag. Oh, you have two bags. All right, you got it, man. Whoa, this bag's huge. That is a full freaking bag. Holy. You get some hollows here. I see why you don't want your bulk now. Because you got plenty. Cinderella. There we are. All right. Love it. Cinderella and Mast. I love selling non-Pokemon cards like these Nikkei cards because it's so entertaining to kind of see what other people are into. So I actually really enjoy it. Because, you know, Pokemon, if you only ever see Pokemon over and over and over and over and over again, it does get repetitive, no matter how much you love it. No matter how much you love a thing, it can get repetitive. By the way, speaking of non-Pokemon cards, did you guys consider these new Ninja Turtle packs? These are nuts. These have been really cool. Let me go ahead and grab some of this. The only problem is they're pricey. Would you guys like it if we offered like a pack split on them or maybe a gym break? I bet you somebody would join a gym break for one of those. All right. I picked some up at Walmart. Oh, yeah. I actually think I saw them on the shelf at Walmart. They're going to be great. You know, I think at some point Walmart won't carry them anymore, and they're going to be a fantastic item on our menu in the long run. Kind of like the Final Fantasy. I like holding on to all those. It doesn't really matter to me how long it's going to take for them to start to feel... Okay, so PSA, for them to feel kind of like an out-of-print card set. That's one of my favorite things about running a card shop is when a card set goes out of print and we're just sitting on a nice chunk of it and we know it's a nice card set. It's one of the best feelings ever. There we go. All right. Look at that. Beautiful. Let me set this down over here. These have been a top seller for us. I'm going to go ahead and put these back, though. Thank you, Mr. Matthew Rodriguez. And now we've got an order from Miss Beatrice. Can I get a spot on the Mewtwo gym break? So here we have Miss Beatrice challenging anyone who wants to jump in for this Tag 10 Team Rockets Mewtwo. All right. Did you ever sell at shows? I never did. Maybe I would have done well. Maybe I would have done much more sales than we're doing here. But I just love what we got going on here. We got a great thing going on here, guys. Here's a Mewtwo. This is the card show. You're in it. You're in the card show. Here's Monkey Dory. Here's Sylveon. Ooh. Here's Light Flareon. And here is Misty's Goldeen. You know that Monkey Dory is way underpriced compared to the eBay price. I think we're like half off, actually. I think our price is 50% the eBay price. That's because I'm just happy to see him sell. I'm not looking to make a lot of money on him. Now, I could send him off to eBay to sell, but I don't mind giving you guys a nice low price and letting him sell that way. Now, wait a second. This guy can't be up here. He has to be price checked. Light Flareon. That's a cool freaking Pokemon card. Wow. It doesn't show any for sale. Let me check sold. Yep, I agree. It'll be nice having them there for an option in the future. Exactly. So it looks like all of the Flareons we were basing our price off of, they're all gone. They're all sold. Let me look up Light Flareon by itself without the PSA 10. And I'll look up the most expensive version of it, and maybe that will sort any 10s up to the top. Come on now. There we go. Didn't that have a holo variant? No. No, that never was holographic. All right. The only Flareon to compare this to is this one right here. For $1,000, but it's first edition. All right. Wow. We hosted a break on this not that long ago. And somebody acquired a Light Flareon, and now they're all sold out. That's nuts. But it's not a surprise, because if we look at the actual population on it, it's really rare. This is a rare 10. If you guys weren't aware of that. You ready for this? You're not going to believe it. It's population 60. You're looking at an extremely rare Flareon from the Neo area. I was going to say Neo area. The Neo era. $400 not going to do it anymore. We're raising our price. Now, this is available for slab away. So you could potentially pay this down over 6 months. And there's a big, satisfying advantage to being able to do that. Here it is. All right. So pop 60. We'll write 60 on it. That's going to be 800. Very nice. Crazy. That's crazy. I'm fairly well off, but not rich. Nice. A lot of us are not rich. I wouldn't even call myself rich, except for my Pokemon cards, which are now worth apparently a lot, but that could change. And then they wouldn't be worth a lot, and I wouldn't be rich. So if Pokemon cards dump, if they fall dramatically in value, my theoretical net worth falls with it. But I'm just going to keep hodling. All right, guys, so it's about 8:20, and I'm ready to wrap up. There's just this one item here. There's a gym challenge by Miss Beatrice. Does anyone want to join her and risk 30 bucks? I would love to see it go off before the stream is over for her sake. Because otherwise she'll be waiting to see the outcome tomorrow. All right, I plan a little bit more. I'm fairly... Okay, so notably, we do not have a consignment break. We should have a consignment break. That's one of the things that I said I would start doing, right? Consignment breaks. So here is another gym break we can host. Tell you what, we'll wait for this guy to finish, and then we'll run a gym break on this Magnetron. Tomorrow, I will if we use deck 3. So I would use deck 3, but I feel deck 3 is not ready. It still needs a couple cards. It would be a very... it's not impossible, I guess. I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Beatrice? You want to do a deck 3 battle? Because it's not impossible. We do have a couple. We got enough, you know, I think we got enough cards for 3 rounds. You have to have enough cards for 3 rounds. It's pretty small. We still need contributions to deck number 3, guys. So if you want to, I'll use deck 3 if you send in for that Mewtwo. But we're still waiting on people to donate to this. You don't have to donate anything valuable, guys. You can donate holo cards, junk cards. Like somebody, Miss Alexandra donated this, but it's a Korean V card. It's probably worth like 5 cents, like a nickel. But that's not what matters. What matters is that she wants to be in the deck. I really appreciate it when people do that. Here, Ivan Rodriguez, he gave up this common Nidoran. But it's really cool still, you know. So it's not about the value of the card. You can donate a nice looking card to have the coolest card in the deck, but I just want people to want to see their card in the deck. You know, I want them to feel like they're represented and have their name up on the table. All right, so we can use deck 3 if you'd like, Mr. Jaded. Oh, and there he is. He's in. All right, so Miss Beatrice, this is going off now. Are you ready? So not a lot of cards in here. Let's get this shuffled up pretty well. This is a fresh gym sleeves, deck sleeves. We're breaking them in. Mr. Jaded. Says Beatrice on the left, Jaded on the right. The person who buys in first always goes on the left. All right, so there we go. Here goes. Miss Beatrice, you pull Whimsicott. And look, see, that says Victor Kokiko versus Bouffalant. Wow. All right, Beatrice, round 1. See, that's cool, man. I want you guys to, like, think about what would make the gym decks exciting to pull something out of. Like, what would be funny, what would be cool looking, and go after that, you know? All right, here's Energy. Oh, man, you're not going to beat Mewtwo. You could, actually. You could pull the Charizard. Oh, it was close, though. Look at that. Moltres versus Mewtwo with an energy card. So that's 240 minus versus 280. This round is going to go to you, Mr. Jaded. All right, now, this is the final round. Here goes. Snorlax is very strong. Man, if you could just pull that Charizard, you could beat it. It is going to be the Remove Trainer's Energy card. So this is the Pokebomb. And if she had any trainers or energy cards, you would remove them. But she doesn't, so it's a useless trainer for you. You did pull the Charizard. That's so funny, Mr. Jaded. Miss Beatrice, his Charizard's going to beat your Snorlax this time and give him 2 wins in a row for the win. You know, it's funny, Beatrice, he actually donated the Charizard to the deck, so that's a really funny outcome. And I know it's like it paid for itself already, Mr. Jaded. All right, that's crazy, man. That is so funny. There was no way for me to plan for that or anything, you know that? It was just blind luck. I was wondering if somebody would pull it, because honestly, there's not a lot of cards in the deck yet. All right, I'm sorry, Miss Beatrice. That one will be a miss. We are, Mr. Jaded. My first gym break using deck 3. So that's why you guys want to help me fill out deck number 3, so that we can have some more of those gym decks to play with for those who enjoy watching the gym battles. I think the gym battles are really entertaining. We are. All right, so the next gym break shall be this consignment break. It's the Super Electric Breaker Magneton. Okay, and oh, this is actually your card, Mr. Jaded. So when it's done, you will be paid out on it. How funny. It's not very expensive, everyone. It's $20. There it is. This is also consignment slab. See how there's a little C in the corner? Javier. He got this Mewtwo. He pulled this, get this, guys, out of the live customs. And it's only been a little while since he pulled it, and it's already a more expensive card than when he pulled it. So I put it in the box for $400, but based off of last sold prices, it's a $900 card now. So he gets to sell it for way more than he pulled it for. So he goes from $25 to $400 to $900. It's just unbelievable. So Mr. Javier's doing well with that, and I think this will sell. It's a level X Pokemon from 2009. That's pretty good. Okay, it's crazy out there, guys. Thank you, Mr. Jaded, for finishing that gym break, and I think that'll conclude the stream, everybody. I had a lot of fun. We weren't live for the full 3 hours, but again, we started pretty late, so sorry about that. And I feel better. I don't have a headache right now. I had such an extreme migraine in the earlier part of the stream. I'm kind of scared to go back to sleep, to tell you the truth, because I'm scared the migraine's going to occur again the next day. So I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully it doesn't keep happening. It keeps happening. I keep getting this very serious neck migraine, and I think it's related to Wegovy. All right, I'm hopping off, everybody. Thank you all. Come back tomorrow for the free slab. We'll be handing out more spots in the free slab for tomorrow's morning time stream. If you don't want to miss it, you got to smash the subscribe button. PSA will let you know